Once again, apologies. I am under the weather, so my voice is not all that great. But here I'll talk about Masters of the Universe and plans for a movie on this IP has been in the works for a very, very long time. Probably almost immediately after the original attempt back in the 80s with Dolph Lundgren. And one of the serious problems with that movie was they shifted it to Earth. And most of it took place at some store. It was pretty bad. The sad thing about it, if they'd just gone to do a campy movie like Flash Gordon had done earlier, it'd probably be all right. But I guess they just didn't have the money. I don't know. There's a long-winded story about it all, and yeah, you can look. I think Midnight's Edge does a good take on it and all that. So, but anyway, the trailer debuts. A lot of it looks very cool. It does. It's directed by Travis Knight. I'm not familiar with his work, but Bumblebee, which again I didn't see, but a lot of people like it. So it's probably the best Transformers movie, a franchise I didn't really care for. But the Michael Bay movie, I saw the first two, and eventually the third one. The third one was terrible. But I didn't care for those. But Bumblebee, a lot of people, praise it. So there's the poster. Doesn't look too bad, and you got all these people playing it. And oh look, it's Jared Leto. So see, one wonders, hey, did they go back in and CGI to make him a complete skull? Did they do some kind of makeup on? But due to reactions to Jared Leto lately, hey, look, let's just make him look like Skeletor. Well, he should always look like Skeletor. So I don't know. That's just speculation. But here, the trailer hints at a modern take on the classic Mattel toy line and animated series. Well, that's the only worrisome thing. That and the fact that it probably spends a lot of time on Earth. That'll save money without having to make fantastic sets or whatnot, which in these days seems like they could still get around it. But I suppose, the CGI work is expensive as well. So opt for quite a few shots on Earth, and Eternia comes in later, but for how much? You see a lot of cool scenes in the trailer. And it looks fantastic, but that might be the full amount that you actually get in the film. And if that's the case, it's pretty bad. So I don't play trailers because I never know what the rules are. I play them, but I don't put them on my videos. But I can look at stills and stuff that articles have. So here's a better look, I guess, at Jared Leto's Skeletor, and it looks pretty damn good. Yeah, that's Skeletor. Of course, similar shot from the previous one. Here's looks to be Snake Mountain, and that looks really good. That's pretty amazing look there. But is this only a few seconds you get in the film? The rest of it, they're in Los Angeles or whatever. Another full-on look at that initial image, and it just looks really. This is great. This looks, here's him fighting with He-Man, and also very good, using his magic and whatnot. And so there they are. It looks perfect. I don't know if that's in Snake Mountain or if it's in Castle Grayskull. Probably Grayskull. I don't know. And this is really good looking stuff for all that. Allison Breeze, Evil Lynn, Half Thor Bjornsson as Goatman. Yeah, Goatman. Sam C. Wilson as Trapjaw, and Kojo Ata as Triclops. Yeah. There they are, continuing to fight. Nicholas Galazine, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's good casting for He-Man. Certainly the guy really does have the look of He-Man. So there's some cool imagery from the film, so you get that. But you notice the best is it's all this Eternia stuff. If only the whole movie were like that, you know. Well, unfortunately, it's not. It's the whole movie. So here he is doing his Clark Kent thing, and oh no, maybe it's not He-Man in the Masters of the Universe, but him. See, they could have. I wonder if there was any. What are the odds there's an iteration that, you know, they would change Adam to Amanda or something like that, and she turns into a man because she identifies as a man and becomes He. Yeah, sure, why not? So anyway, he's initially from Eternia, but his mom, which I'm guessing they're keeping with the story that his mother is from Earth, that she was an astronaut that got lost in space and ended up on Eternia and marries King Randor, and they have Adam, their child. But anyway, oh boy, there's trouble, and to keep him safe, probably because Skeletor takes over or something like that. So Adam is spirited away to Earth. And so he's living in hiding there in his dumpy apartment, working at a crappy job. And oh boy, he's bored, but he really wishes he could be back on this fantastic world of, you know, high adventure. There's young Adam again looking up to mommy. And then here is where probably the bulk of the movie takes place. Looks like people are running from a traffic jam. I can't quite see what's there, but I guess they're about to get attacked from Skeletor's minions, looking for Adam Glenn, him. Now, some people are suggesting, hey, maybe they're going to do a joke about this, that, you know, he's constantly getting his balls busted by HR and stuff, and it parodies, you know, that existence. I doubt it. I think they're just, yeah, of course, that's what you should put on your name board, you know. Because otherwise, how would you know his pronouns? Well, look at him. It's a dude. But anyway, yeah, it's an Amazon production. So, so anyway, yeah, they shot scenes on Earth settings to save money. But anyway, so there's his HR woman kicking his balls now. And so, yeah, they rip off the Superman story. So he's basically Clark Kent at this job here. But no one knows that he's really amazing. Yeah. And his sword is lost, so he's got to get his balls back. And his, you know. So, yes, the phallic symbol once again. And he goes to this collector's shop, you know, that has all this fantastic stuff. Looks like a statue of Conan, which is fitting because the toy line that Mattel developed for He-Man was originally based on a line of Conan the Barbarian toys. And this was going to coincide with the Conan the Barbarian movie. But due to its rather severe adult nature of the film, they got skittish about having a child's toy line based on a film like that. So they repurposed it for an original character and whatnot, and wrote up a story for it, and the rest is history. The original story was actually, I always thought was cooler than what they ended up with that you saw mostly unfold on the cartoon show. But I guess the original story was a lot closer to the Thundar the Barbarian story and that kind of thing. So maybe, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was a fun cartoon. I was never fully into it. My brother was younger than me. He was really, and he had a lot of the toys and stuff like that, you know. But the cartoon was fine. You know, it was a fun cartoon. But anyway, that's how they're doing this. Rather than have him dress up in the Prince Adam suit, which would really, that thing always looked stupid. I realize they're an alien culture and stuff, but nevertheless, okay, he's in a pink shirt, and he finds the sword, And if he can get the sword, he can get his power back, and all that. So then Tila shows up, and she's got to save him, of course, and tell him how it is. More, that's probably the case. But still, will it be as bad as the Kevin Smith He-Man cartoon? Well, maybe not. If she just comes looking for him, and they get together and they leave for Eternia, it might just play out fine. And it was a damn shame about the Kevin Smith cartoon because the animation was spectacular. But people say the second season's better, but I still haven't watched it, so I don't know. So here you go. You see a bit of the lineup here. You've got Man-at-Arms, yes, a race swap, and I would recommend against it because, you get a whiff of wokeness, and they're already in trouble with the he-him stuff, so I don't know. That might hurt. It's going to lose some audience just on that alone because you got to understand just how bad the woke era is, and these bubble people just do not get it. Hopefully you're not as stuck in the bubble as the people over at Star Trek are, but I don't know. Anyway, I think this is the Robotitrix. I forget his name. Again, Man-at-Arms, I know Tila, I know Cringer, but a lot of them I don't know. But anyway, you pretty much get the lineup there, and this is on Eternia, so they're on Eternia. You got the big statues and everything, so yeah. So anyway, looks like probably Man-at-Arms out of his suit, and maybe he's breaking out of prison or something like that. I don't know. But, here's the line from McCloy. If it's just, hey, hopefully they're just mocking the woke crap and move on to Eternia, and otherwise it's R.I.P. He-Man. Yeah, if it's infested with woke nonsense, it's dead on arrival. And you have your opening night, and who sees it? They're immediately going to come out and say, never mind, it's crap. And then that'll kill it. But if the Earth stuff is just to a minimum, and there's a little more of Eternia than we expect, that could go a long way. But for the most part, I think you're going to see a lot of this. And a lot of this, But hopefully there's a lot of adventure to it. I would rather the Earth stuff just not really be there. Because, look, most of what I know is from the Filmation cartoon of He-Man, and that was all about Eternia and stuff. And so why not? Sure, a live-action version would be expensive, but Amazon's got money. So anyway, hopefully it'll be good, and we'll see how that works out.